Welcome to the Oremex presentation in the AGORACOM Online Gold and Commodities Conference. My name is John Carlesso. I'm Executive Chairman of the company, and I'll be presenting Oremex to you today, as well as hopefully answering some questions posted by investors following the presentation. If you're watching this presentation outside of our scheduled time, please post your questions, as we will be checking in over the next couple of days to answer those as well. We have a disclaimer slide, and before I begin, I would ask that you all take the next 10 seconds to review that forward-looking statement, which is slide 2, which you can review anytime before coming back to this slide. Oremex is listed on the TSX Venture exchange. Our stock symbol is ORM. We have a very experienced board and management team with a very successful track record at mine building, particularly in Mexico. This is a team that has been put in place over the course of the last 12 months. The company has effectively been restructured and refinanced. What makes this company unique is its 51 million ounce open pit heap leachable silver deposit, which is essentially pure silver. There's a small gold credit, but it doesn't really have any of the typical base metals like zinc or lead associated with it that you would come to expect with a silver deposit in Mexico. It is a low-cost mine, low operating cost mine, and the capital to put this into production is quite low. It's also a very simple process to mine and produce. The Snowden and Associates, a mining engineering firm, has completed an economic assessment on the Tehaman deposit that Oremex owns 100% of, and using a $15 silver price, the net present value is calculated to be $156 million US. I'll show you some of the parameters about that later on. Our market cap today is around $10 million Canadian, so we see some significant opportunity here. In addition to the value that exists, we believe we have significant exploration upside to both add ounces, add higher grade ounces, and expand the tonnage at Tehaman. And obviously we feel that we're significantly undervalued, I would say, probably as most companies do. But I'll show you some research from Canaccord that really highlights why we feel we are among the most undervalued silver stories out there in the market today. Today we have just over 65 million shares outstanding, about 84 fully diluted. You can see the capitalization table there, and you can get a sense of the stock price performance over the last 12 months. We really, the new team I mentioned got involved in the December-January time frame of last year. We were trading around 5 cents at the time. I think the market has responded to some of the progress we've made on site and to the abilities of and the pedigree of the management and advisory committee that we have. So we're certainly looking forward to the next year and looking forward to developing this mine. In terms of who we are, I'm the chairman of the company, and my background is really on financial in nature. We have a merchant bank called Cervelo Capital that has a lot of experience financing and managing resource companies. Where we feel we add value is not just the ability to finance companies, but to bring in strong management and board expertise. And I think with Oremex, we've really got a great group of very seasoned mining veterans here. Michael Smith is our CEO. Michael was the chief mine geologist at the Gold Strike mine for Barrick. So he's a geologist, but he's very operational in his philosophies, and is very much a mine builder. We're very lucky to have him on board. He was also Barrick's first employee in South America, so he has a lot of experience in areas of South America, particularly Mexico as well, where he's worked for a number of years. David Prinz is on our board. David is a feasibility expert. He was 12 years with Placer Dome, working on their two largest feasibility studies at Cerro Casale and Pueblo Viejo, both multi-billion-dollar projects. He continues to consult to Barrick, who now own the Cerro Casale project, and that is being put into production. Dave Terry is well known as a mining executive. He's a geologist with particular expertise in project evaluation and acquisitions. We've also put together an advisory team that knows Mexico quite well. Dr. Ruben Schiffman is the head of that advisory team, and we're fortunate to have Rich Hall on that committee as well. Rich is well known as the former CEO of Metallica Resources. That was absorbed into a three-way merger that is now New Gold. He successfully built a mine in Mexico, and has also developed something called El Moro, which is in Chile, and is now was recently acquired by Barrick for about $465 million. Rich is what I refer to as a walking, talking encyclopedia when it comes to Mexican mining. So we've got a great team on the ground as well. Mexico is quite well known as a mining country. It consistently ranks at the top of the Fraser Institute Mining Index, and we're located in the state of Durango. Mexico has had its fair share of publicity around some challenging issues regarding the drug trade, quite frankly. We don't see a lot of that in Durango. It's kind of out of the way of that path, and it's quite a good place to work in terms of infrastructure and climate. It is Canada has an important relationship with Mexico in that over 70% of the mining companies that are operating in Mexico are Canadian. So as a Canadian company, through the Canadian Chamber of Commerce and the Mining Association in particular, Canadians really do wield a lot of influence in the mining community in Mexico. So just something to bear in mind, but Mexico is a great place, continues to be a great place to work and operate in the mining industry today. A little bit of the history here. The resource at Tejaman was developed over the course of 2004 to 2006. At the end of 2007, or rather the beginning of 2007, a preliminary assessment was completed that outlined some of the economic parameters I mentioned earlier. Following that, there were some issues with the community, where the company had some challenges continuing to do some work. I think it's important to note that it's not an anti-mining stance. It's not an environmental stance. There are no NGOs involved. There was a difference of opinion over between the community and the company at the time. At the behest of some shareholders, we got involved as a group in late 2009. Our objective was to keep the company in good standing, and we completed a small financing to pay the bills and keep it well positioned locally. We began communications and rebuilding that relationship with the community. That resulted with us being formally invited back into the community in the spring of this year, and we've begun a program of work that really has reestablished the company in the community, and we believe is standing us well. I'm going to give you a little bit more information on what that involves and how that's going to lead to restarting development work towards feasibility here in a moment. But suffice to say that community relations are a priority for us, have been a priority for us, and are on very solid footing here. We're located in the state of Durango. It's right in the heart of the Mexican Silver Belt. You can see where the Tejaman deposit is located, as well as several other very familiar names, particularly Canadian mining names that are well known. Some large deposits here. You can give a sense of where we're located within the country. And within the state of Durango, the infrastructure is great. Paved roads essentially up to the town. The climate year-round is quite mild. Infrastructure, there's power, there's water, has all the necessities you would need to build a mine here. And it's a mining state. Mining is very important to the economic livelihood of the state of Durango. Here we have a satellite view of the deposit and the town itself. We're really focused on the Los Mantos pit, sort of in the center of that image there, outlined in red. This represents over 70% of the deposit, and the higher grade portion of the deposit. To the right end of that red outline is where the deposit remains open and is also where the high-grade mineralization is located. So, Los Mantos really represents the bulk of the opportunity here at Tehaman, and the deposit moves away from the town in a south westerly direction, to give you a little bit of context.